Lightning strikes. After lightning struck the Gogh Café one morning in March, the soup didn't need to be heated for a week. You could just open up a can and the soup would be steaming. Now it is April and the lightning is still having an effect. Everything Mark cooks is completely perfect. Perfect! Not one burnt crust, not one overcooked egg. Everything has just enough salt the first time. Perfect. The effect of this has not been lost on Mark, who has taken to writing poetry while he cooks. Clara and Mark were both at the cafe when the lightning struck. In fact, they were closing up for the night. Mark had the key in the door, and they were just getting ready to step out into the rain when the blinding light flashed, the cafe popped, and the key in Mark's hand melted inside the lock. But that was the only damage. Odd. But of course, this is the Gogh Café. Since then, things have been a little tipped, a little to one side here at the cafe. The hen smile is a bit crooked. The sign above the register won't stay straight. People come in, and their hats fall off. Clara knows it is because of the lightning, and she knows this won't last, that everything will straighten up again. But she expects something larger to happen before everyone's hats begin staying on their heads. She expects a bigger story. Naturally, one comes. The smaller story began with the perfect food Mark was cooking, but this could have been just luck. Perfect food doesn't have to involve magic. However, food that cooks itself does. Mark was thinking of nothing else but poetry. A month ago he wasn't a poet. Now he is. He is a little crazy with writing, and since the food he'd been cooking has been so perfect lately, he's starting to forget it altogether. He's forgetting to flip the eggs off the grill, to pull the toast from the toaster, to change the coffee grounds. So now the food is cooking itself. While Mark is writing his poetry, eggs are finding the grill, frying and flipping themselves over. Home fries are cooking up to a lovely crispiness, and no matter how long they are left on the griddle, they never burn. Biscuits are showing up in pans in the oven, fluffy and hot and brushed with melted butter. Hamburgers are finding buns and lettuce, and French fries are finding oil. Mark is writing fast, writing frantically, on anything he can find. Napkins, customer bills, boxes of straw, anything. And being the only person in the kitchen, he hasn't realized that he is not cooking at all of the meals that are appearing on the plates in the Gogh Café. It is only when the lemon meringue pies start showing up that anyone notices what is happening. Clara notices. She realized that her father is not the only one doing the cooking. The lemon meringue pies are beyond him, and she considers saying something about it. But she is so fond of lemon meringue pies, and she is afraid they will disappear if she tells Mark he isn't the one who's baking them. So she waits. She eats a lot of pie, and she waits. Something else is bound to happen eventually. And it does. So still and blue, waiting, waiting, it is a long silver night. This is the poem Mark writes on a napkin that finds its way to Carla Roker's table. Carla has stopped in for a piece of pie on her way to visit her boyfriend in the next town. She reads the poem on her napkin, looks puzzled, and smiles. She wipes the pie off her face and heads out onto her blue truck. It is about 8, just getting dark. And at 11, when Carla has spent nearly 2 hours stranded between Flowers and the next town over because her blue truck has broken down beside Silver Lake, when she sits waiting for a tow truck to come and she remembers this poem on the napkin, then the bigger story begins. Mark's poems are telling the future. The back of Judy Jones's bill for a grilled cheese and Coke on Monday reads, "Yellow and full, did you know, it would be spring." And on Tuesday her neighbor gives her a bouquet of daffodils for her birthday. In the corner of a menu handed to Mary Showers, who has come in for lunch with her mother, a poem reads, "Rain. Finds a sweetheart in the music." The following day, a boy in the record store asks Mary on a date. And then the real magic happens, the magic Clara was waiting for. One morning a young boy comes into the cafe. He is fighting back tears. He asks if anyone has seen his Siamese cat, which has been lost for 3 days. Today is a school holiday, so Clara is working. She hasn't seen the cat, and she feels terrible for the boy. She offers him a piece of lemon meringue pie, free, and tells him she will ask the other customers about the cat while he eats. The boy sits quietly at a table, slowly eating the pie, as Clara goes to every person in the cafe, hoping. But no one has seen the Siamese. They are all very sorry about it. Clara returns to the boy and sadly shakes her head. He had finished his pie and is about to thank her and go when he glances over at the soup today board. Under chicken noodle, he reads, "Blackberries love a moon-faced man, so sleepy." The boy stops in his tracks and reads the board over and over. Then he tells Clara the name of his cat. Blackberry. Clara tells the customer sitting at the next table, and that customer tells the next, and before long the whole cafe is looking at the soup board. Some of them have already read their futures on napkins or menus. They know what they are seeing. The Van Gogh Café is silent. All eyes are on the board, and everyone is thinking, "Where is the moon-faced man in Flowers, Kansas?" Then someone whispers, "The motel." Yes. There is only one motel in Flowers, and it is not a very good one, but it does have a lovely name that has fooled a lot of tourists who reserve their rooms sight unseen. It is called Moonlit Manor, and its sign beside the highway shows a round, sleepy moon, eyes closed, mouth smiling, little hearts flying all around. The motel is a good 3 miles from the cafe, so someone gives the boy a ride, and in the ivy planter, beneath the Moonlit Manor sign, Blackberry is sleeping. Her leg has been hurt, but she is all right. The boy cries and cries. He is so happy. Next day at the Van Gogh Café, everyone is buzzing. They know for sure now that Mark's poems are omens, fortunes, signs. What will his next one say? But the speculation about omens doesn't last long. It is being replaced by complaints. Frank Mills has been waiting 20 minutes for his eggs. When they finally arrive, they're runny. Kathleen Cooper's pancakes are cold. Winston Fuller's steak is tough as leather. And there's not one lemon meringue pie in sight. Food has stopped cooking itself. Mark has stopped writing poetry, and everyone's hat is staying on his head. Things are back to normal. Clara is naturally a bit disappointed, especially about the pies. It's back to plain old apple now. But she won't be disappointed long. Lemon meringue pies can be lovely, but they're nothing compared to magic muffins.